to my channel. I'm Ray. I'm Angela, and I am so thrilled that you are here. I am going to be doing a video on water magic today, but first I do want to say thank you to all of my new subscribers. I don't have a lot of subscribers, but I'm always so thrilled and grateful when I see that I have a new one, and I hope that my content is interesting and something that you are looking forward to seeing, because I am always looking forward to doing a new video. And I'm trying to stay true to my goal of putting out a video every 2-ish weeks, because I'm busy and it's hard to get a video out, but trying to be less controlling and kind of let things glide as they are, and that's that. And since I'm being a little less controlling, my video might be a little bit everywhere, but just stick with me, and I'm hoping that you learn something, because I'm always learning something. Every time I put a video out, I feel like I do research and I learn right along with you, and I just share it. So anyway, what I did some research on recently, and I'd love to share with you what I learned, is water magic. Now, water magic is so interesting to me. I'm Scorpio moon, so I don't know why, but I feel like I identify more with my moon sign than I do with like any other, my rising, or definitely my sun. But anyway, so I love working with water. I love water. But when I went to do research on water magic to really try to figure out its uses and all the things, it's a pain in the butt. There's barely any information out there. Like Amazon had maybe like 3 books. They didn't even seem that good. You know what I mean? They weren't bad books or anything, but I mean they just didn't seem like they were honing in on the information that I wanted to know. And then I have a ton of magical books in my little magical library, and again, I really couldn't find great information on water magic, and that's so disappointing to me. So I did as much research as I could. I didn't spend a ton of time on it, but what I found, I want to share. So hopefully you find it interesting and learn something along with me. Alright, so I have my matcha and some watermelon because I'm hungry, so you might see me, taking a few bites. That's fine though. It's just fine. It'll all work out. So let's actually start with, I have my grimoire here. I don't think you can even see it. Not that I want you to see it, but it's fine. You can see that. Hold on, I'll show you. I have my little grimoire here. I made it. I didn't make the leather. I didn't bind it or anything. I bought it like this. But, I have like, it's cute. I think it's adorable. I drew that. Or did I draw that? I might use a stencil now that I think about it. I don't remember. It's not important. Anyway, this is my little grimoire. And I am going to take the camera off my grimoire. Perfect. Alright. I have in here notes about water magic that I want to share with you. So I want to start, when I was doing my research, there were a few things that I found that I thought were so interesting, like side notes, information I thought was so interesting, little concepts. One thing that I loved was, obviously, I think I mentioned in one of my other videos, if not multiple times, that we are 70% water, and so water, of course, is something that sustains us, sustains our life, sustains our earth. So water is so important to us. Another thing that's really interesting is how when we emerge into being, we are surrounded by amniotic fluid, which is water, and that's where we stay cocooned for 9 months, the first 9 months of our lives, and anything that comes to us is through this cocoon of a water sac. So I thought that was kind of amazing too. That is exactly how we come in to this world. Other things that I wanted to mention is the way we are 70% water, and so of course the moon has an effect on the ocean and its tides and the waves, and it's how the ocean has its waves. And so the moon has such a huge effect on the ocean. Of course the moon will have such a huge effect on us, right? And so that's a perfect segue to talking about moon water. And I have tons of different waters I actually want to talk about. Moon water is the first one. I'm also going to talk about thunderstorm water, rain water, ocean water, river, lake. It's kind of the same thing to me, river or lake water. Florida water as well as holy water. So lots of different types of water, and I also want to kind of touch on how to maybe collect and store them, and also how to use them. Mostly how to use them, right? Because I'm sure you guys can figure out how to collect yourself some ocean water, but how do you use it after you get it? That's what I want to kind of touch in on. So let's start with moon water. Now, moon water is really popular, I feel like, in our community. So you probably have heard lots of things and probably already know what to do. But in case you haven't heard of it and don't know, moon water is just water, and I have some. Here it is. I don't want to forget to bring these waters out. So moon water is basically what I did was I got some spring water and I poured it in this beautiful jar. I dropped some, you can't see them, or can you? I don't know. Keep it this way. There we are. I dropped some crystals in there. And here, I'll show you what I mean. These are crystal clear quartz chips that I don't know. I have a ton of them. You get a bag of them for cheap on Amazon. Alright, I know they might not be blessed and they might be packaged by some dude named Larry who didn't care. Whatever, I know how to bless things, I know how to sage, I'm good. They're not bad, they're not terrible. So I use those though. And I placed them, I cleaned them, they were cleaned and washed when I got them. So what I like to do is I take my water and I like to drop my crystals in there, and then I like to put it out in the moon. So this is Virgo full moon, I believe. Virgo full moon. I'm not entirely, I think it was Virgo full moon. Moon water. And I gathered it, and what I like to do though is at night, under the full moon, and I like to make sure that the moon rays and moonlight can actually touch and hit the water overnight. Doesn't matter, no. And there's definitely plenty of full moons where it was rainy and I still stuck my moon water out there and was like, it's fine, I'm going to do it. And I think it's all up to you. I think it's really your mindset. It is what you say it is, in a sense. And so what I say it is exactly what it is. So that's what I like to do. I like to put it out in a full moon. You can put it out in a new moon. You can get yourself some new moon water if you want. You can get any kind of waxing, waning moon water. Doesn't matter. What's important, and one thing I do want to kind of touch on, is that you want to be sure that you're aware of the type of moon, hold on. Okay. I don't think I ate today. Let me just have a bite. I'm really hungry. It's a quick bite. Oh. This is really good watermelon. Unusually good. I had it. It's May, right? I had it the other day. It's really good though. Anyway, so one thing I want to mention, when you are getting your moon water and collecting it, you do want to know what kind of full moon it's under. And it's important because that means it's the energy that is inside of that moon water. So this is Virgo moon water, and the Virgo moon is kind of like the zodiac sign, right? Analytical. And also, I think it's good at accomplishing things, also beauty has something to do with the Virgo moon as well. So I wanted to make sure that I captured this, and I'm kind of saving it for when I feel like I want to use the energy that goes with that Virgo energy. And so I haven't really used this one yet. I just haven't needed it yet. So that's that. But you just want to kind of make sure, like Cancer full moon, Cancer energy is very nurturing, and so that would be something good to use during a family issues. If you want to do spell work or any kind of just magical work that has to do with healing, not really healing, yeah, healing I guess, but you just kind of want to ease intentions with your family and kind of nurture anything you feel like needs a little nurturing and helping. That's good to use the Cancer full moon water for. So Scorpio full moon water is intense energy, and so when you gather that moon water, you really want to kind of keep in mind what you're going to be using that for, because it's an intense energy. So that's the kind of things that you want to keep in mind when you're gathering your moon water. Things you can do with your moon water, and really this is what you can do with any of these waters, truly. But I'm going to go over them real quick under the moon water. So you can drink it, because you collected it, you use spring water, clean water. If you use crystals, you cleaned your crystals, and it's safe to drink clear crystal water, clear quartz crystal water. You can drink it. I like to, actually, my matcha here is made with my last little bit that I had of my Scorpio full moon water. I love my Scorpio full moon. I know it's intense energy, and maybe I'm just an intense person, I have no idea, but I love that energy that I felt under that full moon, and so I used up all that water right away. So anyway, it's the last little bit is sitting in this cup. So there's that. And you can use it for spell work, like I said. You can use it to charge your crystals. You want to give your crystals like a little moon water bath, and just charge them with the moon water. If you didn't put them out with moon water when you made it, I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you did it, maybe the crystals are too big, you can just sprinkle them with your moon water, and you can charge them that way. You can also use it in a bath, spiritual baths. Oh, I love doing this. Pouring in all types of different water with your spiritual baths, if it makes sense, if it's something you feel called to do and it's gonna help you, then absolutely do it. I think that's wonderful. You can use it to water your plants. I've got a couple plants that I still want to plant out here, but you can use it to water your plants. I love doing that. A little bit of water, moon water, just spritz on them. Absolutely, I love it. You can, if you work with gods and deities and goddesses, I know I don't really, but I know, I'm sure lots of people out there do, and I think it's perfectly fine. But you can use your moon water as an offering when you're working with them. And then sprays. You can also create little sprays, get yourself a little glass bottle or whatever. You can put in essential oils and flowers and herbs and whatever. Use your moon water as a wonderful base, and then kind of make your intentions and spray yourself or spray your area, whatever you want to do. So it's really great. I think moon water is a wonderful, excellent foundation to use and kind of take off with, and use it in different types of ways. Floor washes. I mean, I could go on and on. There's tons of different ways to use these types of water. So the next thing I have is thunderstorm water. So thunderstorm water is something that you collect during a thunderstorm, when it's thundering, lightning. Like I have a bottle here that I gathered during a recent thunderstorm that we had. It was perfect. I was about to leave for work, and I noticed it was getting ugly out. And after my initial irritation that I have to go driving through a storm, I was like, well, wait, let me go get myself a bowl and collect some thunderstorm water. And I'm telling my kids, you know, there's a bowl outside on the deck. Don't knock it over. Don't touch it. Don't even look at it. It's collecting rainwater. My kids think I'm crazy already, so it doesn't matter. They know to just leave my stuff be. So, collected that, and I'm so thrilled to have it, because there are actually some really great uses for thunderstorm water. So, thunderstorms have, you know, they add electricity to the air, and they shock the air, and they also kind of, in a way, end up cleansing the air. Kind of, you ever think about how after an awful night's thunderstorm, the next day everything is gorgeous? It's almost like it rejuvenates everything. The sun is out, the birds are chirping. It's like you wouldn't know there was a storm, except, you know, there's branches and crap all over the place. But it's a beautiful day. I think thunderstorms have a wonderful ability to kind of supercharge, cleanse, clear, and rejuvenate the area. And so that's what this thunderstorm water can actually do for you. It can, it's like supercharged water. And so when you add it to your spell work, you're supercharging it, and you're adding this extra energy and this extra shock that you can use to kind of almost transform into something amazing afterward. And so that's what this is kind of used for. Alright, and You can use it to, I'm just reading my notes here, increase the potency of your spells, which is the same thing, it's just supercharging them, just increasing the potency and aiding in transformation. So yeah, that's what you can do with your Thunderstorm Water. I think it's excellent, especially if you like dip your fingers in the water first and then kind of work in spell work that's supposed to be for like transformation. You want to add that extra zing. I think that's an excellent idea. All right, so the next thing I have here is holy water. All right, so holy water is water that is, and I'm just going to read what I have here real quick, is water that is spiritually charged. It's consecrated with prayers and blessings. So what I have here is kind of what you need to do to make holy water. Now, holy water is something I think that is commonly thought of when you think of the Catholic Church, but honestly, it's something that is used throughout many religions. I think it's just everyone knows that Catholics also use it, right? It's used throughout many religions, though. And water is so interesting the way it kind of encompasses all of these religions. The way Egyptians used to have water baths, where they believed that when you bathe in water, you are also washing away your almost like the sins of your ancestors and kind of starting new. It's very, very reminiscent of baptism in Christianity, right? So anyway, a lot of these uses and practices that many religions have, it kind of correlates with one another. And anyway, I think in a sense we're all down the same path, just in a different lane. Obviously, we all need to be in our own lane. That's why it's important not to look in anybody else's lane, because you get real confused. Just keep your path, you're fine. Anyway, the point was, and holy water. So when you make your holy water, what I think is an excellent way of doing so is getting a glass bowl and sprinkling it with some salt. Another thing you can do, well, the salt is supposed to cleanse the water. Another thing you can do if you don't have salt, like a sea salt or table salt, even if that's what you have. If you don't have those to cleanse your water, another thing you can do is get a bell. The sound of a bell is very, it cleanses the air, and it can also cleanse your crystals if you use it next to your crystals, and it can cleanse water. If you use next to water, the vibration of it can touch and go through the water molecules, kind of almost like a reset and cleanse, right? So that's a beautiful way to also cleanse the water if you don't have salt on hand. What you want to do is you want to place your hands over the bowl of the water, and you want to pray. You kind of want to just truly kind of get into a state of almost like a meditative state. And you really want to pray and focus. And you want to bless this water, and you also want to envision a white light kind of coming through you, going into the water and surrounding the water, charging that water, blessing that water, just a protective white light. Once you do that, you have now, I believe that's all I wanted to say. Hold on, place the water, cleansing the bell. Oh, and then once you're done with your prayers, what you do want to do is breathe onto the water 3 times, and this is kind of signifying the life force that God has placed in us, and you are placing now in this blessed water. So it's almost like I don't know, it's just a way of infusing a life force into your water from yourself. So this type of water is great when you need to do any kind of work that includes healing, strengthening, and just actually calling on a strength beyond yourself. You're really talking to God, and really when you're blessing this water, you're talking to God. And so what you're doing when you're using this water is you're calling on a strength beyond yourself. It's very powerful, holy water. And you want to use them when you want to call in blessings into the work that you're doing. So again, I think it's also wonderful to just put it in a spray bottle if you want to spray, areas of your home that you want to bless your home or bless yourself, whatever you want to do. If you feel like you need some healing somewhere, it's great to use some holy water, right? So that is the holy water, and I believe that was everything I wanted to say about it. So moving, and I don't have any holy water, which is probably bad, but I can always make some, so I do have some if I wanted it, it'd be fun. So ocean water is where I'm going next, and I do have ocean here. Ocean water. This ocean water, you can see the sand in there, kind of like get it to move. There you go. It's beautiful, right? This ocean water I collected in, look at that little seashell. Can you see it over there? Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. Anyway, I collected this ocean water in Chincoteague. I love going to Chincoteague. Anyway, I collected it during a full moon as well. It was wild. I absolutely had a fantastic time. It was another full moon under Scorpio, and I had a great time that night at the beach. So anyway, I collected it then, and so it was like supercharged under that full moon, as well being ocean water. I mean, I just felt like it was like packed with all kinds of energy that I loved. So working with the ocean. So interesting when I think about the ocean, right? Because the ocean is vast. It is abundant. So what I did find is that working with the ocean is calling in abundance. Kind of, you want to be doing abundance or prosperity work, and ocean water would be great for that. But I kind of felt like there's a little more to working with an ocean than just it being vast and abundant, right? The ocean can be so beautiful and calm and tranquil and rejuvenating even when you're at the beach and you're walking the beach. I mean, it is just a wonderful, calming, rejuvenating feeling with the sand in your toes, and it's wonderful, right? Most of the time. Sometimes the ocean can be absolutely terrifying. I have been on a cruise ship where I think we were following the trail of a hurricane, and I mean, this ship was awful. It was awful. The water was so choppy, and everybody was walking around with these like barf bags and Dramamine patches. I mean, thankfully I wasn't seasick in the slightest bit, but it was kind of scary though, right? You could feel the boat just jerking all over the place, and you could not just walk around. You had to be like scaling the walls and the furniture to get around. So the ocean can be really scary. And so I think it's important to really take that into consideration when you're working with ocean water. You really want to think about the fact that as vast and abundant as the ocean is, and as beautiful as it is, it can be just as frightening. The ocean is a ton of water, and water is so life-sustaining, and we absolutely need our oceans on our earth. And so it's very life-sustaining. But I think sometimes, I don't know, it's almost like it whacks and wings with you. Just like it's waves, just like, it's shore. The shore recedes, and, as much as it swells and it comes towards you and it's growing, it also can recede and pull away. I mean, the ocean can be a scary but wonderful place all at the same time. I also think I love how the ocean is always taking in all of these moons. Every single one of them, and every sun that we have and every moon that we have shines across our oceans, and so it takes in such a wonderful, balanced energy from our sun and from our moon. I mean, I think it is an absolute mystery that is just enchanting all in itself. So working with ocean water, you just want to be mindful. I think the best way to be mindful is that if you're going to work with it, say, hey, this is my intention, and this is what I'm calling from you. I'm calling from you this tranquility, this calmness, this rejuvenation that you can bring to us, this abundance that you can bring to me. I call that from you. And just be sure that's what you want, and that you are setting that intention when you're working with it. And just like the ocean can kind of pull things away, you know how when the waves come in and come crashing in, and then they also go right back away, you can also kind of call in that energy, like, hey, I'm using this part of when you are just pulling away from us, when you're receding from us. I want you to be pulled from me. You can kind of maybe even use it in that way. But my point is just be very mindful of the way you're using it, and be very specific when you're working with it. All right. I also have down that you can use it for creativity. I think the ocean and just being at the beach can kind of spark our imagination and our creativities in ourselves, as well as overcoming obstacles. The ocean is excellent at it doesn't matter what's in its path, it will go right where it's headed. You know what I mean? and it can be a little destructive, right? But it can overcome obstacles. So again, it's just the way you word your intentions to make sure that's what you're pulling out of it. But I think it's wonderful to work with ocean water. I love the ocean. All right, so the next thing I have is lake and river water. So lake and river water is really interesting. I don't have any lake or river water on me, but I thought it was really interesting the qualities that you can pull from the lake and river water to incorporate into your spell work. So what I have written down here is rivers move quickly. The water moves rapidly. It is forever changing. The water you stepped into is not the same water you'll step out of. So being that water is constantly changing, constantly on the move, this is wonderful water to use for banishing spells, for spells where you want to rid things of yourself. I'm hesitant to use the word hexes or whatever, but if that's what you do, that's fine too. I think this would be a great component though, because it's something that, you know, once you put something in a spot in the river, it's not going to stay there, it's gonna take off. So it's things that you're getting pulled away from you. Also, I think it would be great to use this type of water during a waning moon, right? Because at the same time, I love how you can incorporate so many little pieces, right? At the same time, the waning moon is receding, and you're using lake water to kind of pull something away from you too. I mean, you could really start to get into the astrological sign that waning moon is under, and you could really get into it. So that's one way to use lake and river water, though. And I think that was all the things. Oh, I also have down transformation. So that makes sense, right? If you want to kind of bring change into yourself, because like I said, the water is forever changing. It's not the same water that you stepped in. The water you stepped in is not the same you're going to step out of. So that's transformation. So that makes sense that you use it for that. So the next thing I have is rainwater. Now I do have a little rainwater here, which is so easy to get, right? Here's a little rainwater. I have a lot of this actually, so this, I love rainwater. This rainwater, I remember, we've had, as you can see, it's another cloudy day. We've had a few cloudy days and a few rainy days. I think it's April, May, so that makes sense. So I was able to collect that water during one of our, I think we had a string of rainy days. And it was just a wonderful, steady, rainy day, cloudy, but calm, right? It wasn't thundering or even windy. It was just a rainy day. That's the kind of energy that rainwater brings to any spell. It's a calming, tranquil, kind of steady energy. And so that's kind of what you want to invoke into a spell if you're going to use it in rainwater. All right, you just want to kind of bring in this calming effect on your spell work and on your space if you're going to use it in a particular space. I think it's great when you use it for like dream work in a sense, because it's, you know, rainy days kind of make you want to just stay inside and just relax and maybe take, you know, a longer nap than you normally would. It's kind of this wonderful, almost sedating energy that comes with rainwater. So I think it's an excellent way to use it if you're going to. Yeah, I think that's about all I have for rainwater. And the last water I have here is Florida water. Now I did do a video on Florida water. I don't know when. I can link it. Hopefully I know how to link it in the description box, I guess. But yeah, so Florida water has a ton of uses, and of course, let me show you it's the same. So I made a video on Florida water, I don't know, a while ago, and I made a huge jar of it. You can watch that video. It's kind of long, but I had fun making it. And here is the same freaking jar. Look at this. Look at this thing. Look, hold on. I was like, I don't even remember that lemon being like that big. It's almost like it just soaked everything up. Like, hold on. I want to smell it. So amazing. Oh my god. Here it is. Oh. Stop. I can't. I love it. Oh, I love it. Maybe I can get the camera to take a quick look in here. Hold on. Let's see. I don't make too much of a mess. Look at that. I'm sorry. My camera shut down. Anyway, but oh, I love it. You know what? You don't get over the smell of wonderful Florida water, wonderfully made Florida water. I mean, God, it's amazing how it smells. So anyway, like I said, this will last me. I said this in that video. This will last me forever, and it is. I've used it. I filled it up like two different little spray bottles, and still a ton left. So Florida water. Hold on, I want to cover my notes. Florida water is used for so many things, but mostly it's used for purifying and cleansing. It's a big one for ridding yourself of negative energy. Now, depending on how you have created it and how the intentions you've placed on it, and I mean, my little thing still has, look at it, well, I'll show you. My little thing still has like my intention like taped to the bottom still. So it's forever being infused with my intentions. And so that's what you can do with Florida water, and that's what I made, and with my intentions I made sure that was being infused in it, as always. So what I have is that Florida water can rid negativity, clears and purifies a space, then protects and seals the cleanliness that has been created. Another thing I wrote down here is to be sure to use it with, I had down a clean heart, but I think with just like a clear conscience in a sense, because now that you are cleansing a space, you're sealing in, you're ridding the negativity in that place, and you're cleansing it, and you're sealing in and protecting what you've done. You kind of want to make sure that you don't reintroduce things into the space that you've now cleansed. And so I'm just saying, make sure that like your energy is good too. Maybe spritz yourself along with your space. Make sure you're cleansing yourself, protecting yourself, and all the things along with doing the same thing to your space. So, but anyway, that's Florida water. Florida water is an amazing thing to use, and it smells amazing. So when you spray it on yourself, I mean, you can't go wrong with it, right? But yeah, I think those are all. I don't have any more waters to tell you about. That's all of them. I wish there was way more information on the internet about all these things, but that's what I found. And if you find more, or you have like a great resource, please like let me know. Tell me in the comments below. I'd love to know, because I love working with water. Water, I mean, I'm a mermaid myself. I'm a fish. I mean, I absolutely love the water. Love it. So yeah, I'm always looking for more information. If you got a good book on water magic, let me know, because I'd love to know too. I mean, the books I found didn't look great, so I wasn't impressed. But if you know something better, let me know. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's not too long, and before I say anything else, please like and subscribe. I love making my videos, but I also love hearing from you, so please comment below if you have questions or if you want to say anything. I mean, I absolutely would love to hear from you guys. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.